Guys, Elgato did something completely unheard of. Critics have said this day will never come, but history books will remember this day. Elgato released a product cheaper than any of their competitors. So to start off this video, I'd like to pay a couple bills and speak directly to a specific group of people. Dear people who use the same password for every site, stop it. You don't have to do that. Password managers are a thing, and they are cheap, they are easy, and they are awesome. NordPass, who is the sponsor of this video, can generate strong, unique passwords for all your accounts, sync them across all your devices, and autofill them in with a single click. And no more texting and emailing your passwords to your friends and family either, because if you need to, you can actually securely share your passwords with your friends and family. Not that you always should, just you can. So look, if you're watching this and you feel like I'm shaming you, that's a pretty clear indicator that this ad is for you. Just go to nordpass.com/alphagaming or use code alphagaming at checkout. It'll give you 50% off a premium subscription for a full year. That means each month is $249 plus a free month at the beginning of it. So that's it. Get your NordPass subscription discount in the link in the description below, and stop using password as your password. How old are you? Come on. Guys, if at the end of this video you have any additional questions about the Camlink Pro that maybe I didn't answer, feel free to jump into my Twitch chat. We talk a lot about stuff like this on stream, and I stream every Monday, Wednesday, Saturday. Link in the description below. Make sure to hit the like button. Camlink Pro. A couple years ago, Elgato tweeted out on April Fool's Day that they were making a green screen mouse pad, and then nearly 2 years later, they actually started selling it. They tweeted the Camlink, and today, it's real. Not sure why they changed the name. The Camlink just kind of rolls off the tongue. It's unfortunate, but that's basically what it is. 4 Camlinks on a single PCIe card, each one just like an individual Camlink, being able to do 1080 60 or 4K 30. And of course, in typical Elgato fashion, they've utilized software to do some pretty cool things that no other quad capture card can do. But real quick, let's take a look at some of those other quad capture cards just to see how they compare in price. If we were to buy 4 Camlinks at $130 each, that would set us at a total of $520, which brings us really close to our first competitor, Blackmagic, and their DeckLink Quad HDMI capture card, which you can buy for $545. I own this capture card. It's a good card. It's actually currently in Ryan's setup right now at his place. The other main quad capture card on the market is the Magwell Quad HDMI. Another one I'm familiar with because it's actually the one in my streaming rig right now, and I've used it for about 4 years. It's a good card. It's just $900, meaning each HDMI input is $225. A little bit pricey for 1080 60. When Elgato let me know a couple weeks ago that they were releasing this, my first thought, as I'm sure many of yours was, oh no, here comes the Elgato price tag. I'm sure this is going to be the same price as 4 HD60 Pros built into one, so $800. This is $359. $359. Sure, $360 is still an expensive capture card. However, that is 4 Camlinks for the price of less than 3 Camlinks, or less than 2 HD60 Pros. But is it any good? So let's plug this thing in so I can show you some of the nice little Elgato touches that they added to this thing. First things first, the main functionality of a quad capture card. You can actually see down here in the sources, we've got 4 different inputs. And as I show them, you can see we've got 1 camera, 2 cameras, 3 cameras, and 4 cameras. All on separate sources. We can put them on different scenes, just like they were 4 separate capture cards. And you can see here, if I open up Camlink 1, which will show this camera here, don't worry about the red lines and all the numbers, those are just functions of this camera. You can see input 1, 2, 3, 4, all 4 inputs on the capture card. This is pretty much the exact same functionality that the other 2 quad capture cards, the Magwell and the Blackmagic, do as well. In fact, that's pretty much all they do. So any other features that I mentioned from here on out are unique to the Elgato capture card. You may have noticed, other than the giant mess, by the way, we're moving to a new house in 3 weeks. I'm not cleaning this place up. But other than that, you may have noticed when we opened up Camlink Camera 1 that next to input 1, there was something special called multi-view. Let's take a closer look at that inside the 4K Capture Utility app. If we open up the settings inside 4K Capture Utility, you can see that as long as we choose the cam link, you can see we have all of our inputs here, just like we had in OBS. But if we go to multi-view, now we've got some extra options. We've got full screen, we've got picture in picture, we've got side by side, we've got triple, and we've got quad. All 4 cameras showing up at once. But you can see the left 2 are actually the same camera. You have complete control over exactly how this is laid out. And it's all done natively right inside Elgato, meaning if you use this capture card, you have a lot of different use cases. For example, quad view for podcasts. You can plug your cameras into inputs 2, 3, and 4, and then use the multi-view to capture all 3 of them at the same time for editing later if you want all the different shots of all the different footage. Or if you're having a business meeting, you're talking with people and you want to be able to share your screen and do picture in picture, you can do natively, again, right on your Stream Deck. And Elgato made it pretty easy to control these transitions right in the Stream Deck. You can see there's a new button called Set Multi-View Mode. All we do is drag it in. Let's make it picture in picture. Let's set our small one to be our main camera that we're looking at here, and our big one, we set to 3 as if that was our screen. And now I can hit 4 to go back to my main camera, and then this button to go to the picture in picture. What up? This is a really important feature for a specific reason. I don't see this coming in handy for most streamers, at least not while you're streaming. But what I think this does for Elgato is this allows them to market this to more markets than just streamers. Now this is usable for podcasts. And not only usable, but really helpful. It's also really helpful for people who are working from home and working through Zoom meetings. One other thing that's unique to this capture card that the other 2 don't have is that these inputs can not only do 1080 60 and 4K 30, but they can also do 1440p 60. Meaning if you're gaming on a 1440p screen or a 1080 screen and you use a capture card to capture your gameplay, you can use this as your main gameplay capture card. This is actually the one thing on my wish list for this capture card. I really do wish that it had one 4K 60 input, like just maybe input 4 or something. As someone who does game in 4K and probably doesn't need 4 cameras, it would be nice to make this my only capture card and not have to have an additional 4K 60 Pro. But I mean, I guess I'll just have to get another camera. Who knows? I'm gonna cross my fingers for CamLink Pro Mark II. One of the inputs will be 4K 60. For any of you looking to get multi-input capture cards, let's take a look at some of the pros and cons of each of these 3 cards. Let's start with Elgato. The pros are pretty much everything I just showed you. The multi-view, the Stream Deck integration, the 1440p, the price, and one more thing we haven't talked about, and you know about this if you've ever dealt with another quad capture card before, the simplicity. All you have to do to make this capture card work is make sure Elgato's 4K capture utility is up to date, and then everything else just works. With both of the other cards, anytime I want to set one up on a brand new PC, it takes about 30 minutes to get working properly. You have to try to navigate a super cluttered website just to find the downloads and the apps and the drivers buried underneath everything. And then usually when you open it in OBS after you finally do get it downloaded, sometimes it gives you duplicates of each input and you have to guess and find out which one is the right one. The Elgato experience has always just been very clean. This was super easy to set up. Let's move on to the Blackmagic. The Blackmagic does actually have one advantage over the other 2, and that's that all 4 inputs are capable of doing 4K 60. I'm going to assume that that's why it requires an 8x PCIe slot for the higher bandwidth, but if you do need 4K 60 on a capture card, the Blackmagic's the one for you. As for the Magwell, and by the way, I know it's spelled Magewell, it's actually pronounced Magwell. I found that out on a phone call with them a couple years ago, but it's the most expensive with the fewest features. So really no pros here. Super important, there is actually one issue with the CamLink Pro if you plan on buying one like today. If you need to use the camera's audio itself, which I know is really rare for streamers, but if you do, as of right now, you actually have to add a separate audio input as a separate device and then set that device to whichever input you need to capture the audio for. For some reason, on version 26 of OBS, it doesn't allow you to choose the proper input. It's just a little bit bugged out. And apparently in version 27, it gets fixed. So what do you think? Do you even have enough cameras to utilize a capture card like this? Does getting a capture card like this make you want to grab some more cameras? Maybe get some used GoPros on eBay and just get a bajillion different angles in your room? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below, or jump into my Twitch chat and we'll talk about it then. And also, if you got this far, I would ask, please hit the like button. Let me know you enjoyed the video. And as always, happy streaming.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Mary
Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Mary Poppins.
Mary
There you go.
Poppins.
Yeah.
There you go. It does sound like your tongue is stuck to the roof of your mouth.